everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Natalia Lee and I'm the author of a few novels for young adults, the most recent being the cozy contemporary fantasy Song of the Dryad, right back there. This feels a little strange to be doing because I don't think I've actually sat down like this and filmed a chatty video in a while. I've been doing a lot of plan with me's, a lot of writing vlogs, but today I'm going to do my Camp Nanowrimo wrap up. I'm going to talk about how my camp Nano went, my successes, my struggles, etc. So let's get started. So I listed out a few things that I wanted to go over on my phone, and we're just gonna jump right in. So I originally planned on editing the second Pistol Daisy book. The title has not been revealed yet. I do have a title. It's like the title, I just haven't revealed it yet. I was planning on editing that. I was going to do a full edit, the first round of developmental edits for the 18 chapters within that book, and that didn't happen at all. I did a little tiny bit of editing to like the very first chapter, like either the first chapter or the first scene in the first chapter, something like that. But I decided to go back to Pistol Daisy Book 1, the OG Pistol Daisy, because I felt like I needed to do another read through. I felt like I didn't quite remember exactly what I had written, and I just wanted to kind of refresh myself on that story, which is good to do, especially when you're working on a series. But I realized that there were parts of that book, Pistol Daisy, that I did not like. I wanted to rework them to make the book stronger, and that's what I ended up doing during Camp Nanowrimo in July 2019. And this was a really good decision, I think, because it's going to make the book so much stronger. I can already tell that the chapters I have edited are stronger. It's better storytelling. There's more character development. And it's just like, it's there. And I'm really happy with what I've edited and the work that I've done. I forgot to mention this, but my goal was to edit 18 chapters, but I ended up editing 9 chapters. So I got halfway there, 50% of the way there, but I don't know, like, I'm very grateful that I'm editing Pistol Daisy again, but there's also a lot of feelings of being uneasy and even like suffering from a bit of a lack of confidence because I thought Pistol Daisy was done. I was like, okay, this is a good book. It's ready to be published and I'm just gonna wait, because I want to do a quick release. But then I went back to it and I realized if I want this to really, truly be the best book it can be, I have to edit this again. I have to change these things that I don't like. I have to make sure that everything in that book is exactly what I want it to be, and it leads smoothly into the second book, and I had to do it. Like, I was unable to close Pistol Daisy and put it aside and not worry about what was in that book, so I had to edit it again. So yeah, that's what I was working on all of July, was editing Pistol Daisy Book 1 again. I ended up completely rewriting 2 chapters. Chapters 4 and 5 I totally rewrote, and I am currently up to chapter 10 out of 18 chapters, so I still have another 9 to go. Yeah, another 9 chapters. So I was halfway there. So I did not win Camp Nanowrimo. I edited 9 chapters, but there's a lot that goes into this that I think is helpful to talk about. Okay, so I already mentioned that I had to go back to book 1, and my confidence definitely suffered from that because I believed book 1 was ready to go. And then when I returned to it and realized that it wasn't, I had this feeling of like, not trusting in myself almost. Like, oh, I thought it was done. And then I returned to it and it obviously is not where I want it to be. And that made me feel like I wasn't a trustworthy source of information to myself, which might sound a little weird to say, but it's kind of like, you think you do a really good job on something and then you go back to it and you see these errors in it, or you see all these things that you don't like, and it made my confidence suffer. My words are getting all twisted today, but my confidence did suffer because of it, and I am still working through that. I felt that it was a blow to my confidence and to my belief in myself and, belief in my ability to write good books. And I do think it's important, and I think it's going to be cause for growth, because these chapters that I totally rewrote are 100 times better, 100 times better. I have no doubt in my mind that it is better content than what I had written previously. So I do know that through like the pain of this and the pain of having to go back when I thought I was done and the frustration in it, I will grow from it. I know I will. I'll become a better storyteller, a better writer, and this is just part of the process. Like for me, and I think for many people, writing just has ups and downs. You feel on top of your game, and then the next week or even the next day, you feel like you could never write another word in your life. So it just goes like this, constantly. So there was that. Man, now here's another thing. Greg and I had a very, very long discussion about this morning, and it's the fact that I consistently spread myself too thin. I am like a clump of vegan butter that cannot reach the edges of the toast because there's not enough of me to go around. I know that I have this, I don't want to call it a problem, but I have this tendency in my personality to just add things and add things and add things. Like I can't ever just stay here. I have to consistently add things, but I suffer for it and my projects suffer for it. So if you didn't know, I recently, maybe about a month and a half ago, started a new job. I am working for a publishing company. I help authors publish their books, and a lot of learning has to go into starting a new job, and a lot of time, a lot of effort. I am incredibly thankful and grateful that I got this job, and I have to work hard at it. And that's what I've been doing. So that kind of takes precedence because it's a job. Somebody else has hired me to do a job for them. It's not just me working for myself. So that's oftentimes one of the number one things on my to-do list Monday through Friday is to get that work done. So I've been doing that. I've been copy editing a lot, which I am incredibly excited about. I love copy editing. I am good at copy editing. I can say that with 100% confidence. I absolutely love it. I am about to become an actual member of the Editorial Freelancers Association, so that's pretty awesome. So I'm doing a lot of copy editing. I have a few projects stacked up all the way through October, and then potentially one starting again in December after Nanowrimo is over. And that is another one of those things that takes precedence because I have agreed to do a copy edit within a certain amount of time for each client, and I need to stick to that editing schedule. I can't just, decide, oh, this week I'm not going to work on it, or, I'm going to push this back 2 weeks and the author is just going to have to deal. That's not how my editing works. There's a contract. I put a finish date, this will be finished by this date, and we sign it. And I have to get it back to the author by that date. So that's happening. And then on top of that, I also have my pet sitting business, which is incredibly busy during the summer. I have my YouTube. I have started a Patreon, but I need to make a whole nother video on how I'm kind of up when it comes to Patreon because I wanted to give my patrons all these things, and I am feeling incapable of doing that because I'm spread so thin. But that's a totally different video that I will use a different video to totally address Patreon and my patrons and what I want to do with that. But that I have Patreon, my YouTube, my new job. It's not really a new job anymore. My job with the publishing company, copy editing, YouTube, pet sitting, Patreon. God, what else do I do? I know that there's something else. Writing my books. See how easy it was for me to forget that? And that is literally the point of what I've been trying to say this whole time. I totally forgot, number 6, Pistol Daisy. Like when I have a billion things going on in my life, it is very difficult to focus on my creative work. And part of this is that I think in many situations, creativity suffers for money because I got this new keep calling it a new job. I got the job with the publishing company, one, because I love books and helping authors publish their books, and it's like a perfect job for me, and I wanted the job, but I also got the job because I need money. I copy edit because I love it, and I love, reading people's work and cleaning it up and working with them to make the best book possible, but I do it for money. I have to get paid. Like, there are things that I need to do. Oh, my coaching, I totally forgot about that. My author coaching / I feel like kind of an author assistant in a way. That goes along with my Patreon as well. That's another thing that I'm doing. But when you need money, you don't just have the luxury to be creative all day long. And if you can find a way to incorporate your creativity into making money, that is fantastic. Whether you can be creative at your day job, or if you own a sticker shop on Etsy, or you make planner videos, or you write books, or you make music, or you film movies, like anything that can combine your creativity and make you some money is amazing. But for me right now, that is falling behind because Pistol Daisy's not making me a penny right now. It's not making me any money, and it won't make me any money until I can write the first 3 books in a series, get them really, really strong, properly edited, all the covers done, marketing preparation complete, and then maybe they can start making me some money. But I find it very difficult to, and another thing, I'm still studying coaching. I'm still studying a class for my certificate to become a certified wellness coach and lifestyle coach. See how easy it is for me to forget the ridiculous amount of things that I'm doing? But yeah, so that affected Camp NaNoWriMo. I only have so many hours in a day, and I only have so much energy in a day. And often after I've done all my work for my job, I've made all my author phone calls, I've done a ton of copy editing, maybe I had time to sit down and film a plan with me video because I needed to fill out my planner for the week. Then it might be 8 o'clock and I'm exhausted and hungry and I don't want to work on Pistol Daisy because I don't have the energy. And I'm sure that most of you out there, not all of you, but most of you out there probably have jobs, have kids, have lives outside of writing your book, and it's so difficult. And I'm definitely feeling the strain of that. Like, I physically cannot do all the things, and yet I'm trying to add more. Like, I have this dream to take Enchanted Ink Publishing, which is my publishing house, and actually publish books. I want to do that in the future. I am a copy editor. I would like to probably contract out or hire out a professional cover designer. I can make them myself, but where's the time in the day to really focus on honing my cover design skills? I don't think I have those hours in the day, but I want Enchanted Ink Publishing to become a full-service indie publishing house, and I need to remind myself that I can't do that right now. I can do it in the future after things have settled a bit, but that is not where I'm at right now, and I need to focus on Pistol Daisy. Like, this is important to me. I have the first 2 books written. I need to do this. And my hope is to write book 3 in November. So I want to finish editing Pistol Daisy book 1 and hopefully, truly have it wrapped up this time. And then start editing book 2 and then be able to write book 3 in November. But still, that pushes out the publication pretty far. I thought Pistol Daisy would be out this month. There's no way in hell that's happening. No way. Absolutely not. So my publishing schedule is falling behind, and the thing is, I could get super frustrated about this. I could be angry at myself for not winning Camp NaNoWriMo. I could be frustrated that there aren't 48 hours in a day. I could try to force myself to stay up late and drink a lot of coffee to get stuff done, but I'm not doing that anymore. I feel like I've really gotten control of my anxiety. I'm getting so much better at controlling my anxiety and my stress, and I take weekends off now. I try to take Saturday and Sunday off, and I know that there are some times where it'll just be a crunch, whether, I'm doing copy editing or maybe there's something that I really got to get done on the weekend. I'll do it if I need to, but I'm trying to take time off on the weekends. I'm trying to work 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. And then of course earlier and later for pet sitting. because I can't just put a limit of time on what time dogs need to go out and use the bathroom or go on walks. But I'm not beating myself up over the fact that I didn't finish editing Pistol Daisy, because I can't. Like, if I start doing that to myself, I'm gonna feel like shit, and I'm going to be so frustrated with myself, and I'm gonna feel guilty, and just, no. Like, I used to do that to myself, and I'm not gonna do it anymore. I am working my butt off in all areas of my life, and Pistol Daisy is just slow right now. It is slow moving. I wish it wasn't, but right now it is. So that was a very long wrap up of how Camp Nano went, but I wanted to touch all my bases because it's not just that I didn't feel like it. You know, it's not just like, I didn't feel like writing or working, so I didn't complete Camp Nano. It was a million things. And I think it's important to be able to talk about this kind of stuff, especially within our community, because I often see many members of our community working themselves to the bone, like overworking themselves like crazy. And I used to do the same exact thing. And especially like last year and the year before that, you know, I was working on the computer until 9 o'clock every night, waking up at 7 a.m., doing it all over again, rushing, like completely stressing myself out. And I've really been learning how to stop doing that. Taking weekends off has been massively beneficial, especially because with my job at the publishing company, they don't operate. I mean, I could like send emails and make phone calls on Saturday and Sunday, but they technically don't operate on Saturday and Sunday. So I take those days off to myself, and I'm learning how to do that with copy editing. I'm learning how to do that with, you know, my own business, my Enchanted Ink stuff, my YouTube stuff. It's okay to take time off. So that's something that I want you guys to know as well. It's great to push hard when you have the energy and when you're able to do it, but it's also okay to relax and just let things go when you can't do all the things. Because I think many of us try to do all the things and we just can't, and we have to accept that. So this morning, Greg and I actually came up with a list of all the things I'm currently trying to do, and I've kind of decided that I need to let go of some of them. So my job at the publishing company, copy editing, marketing my copy editing services, writing Pistol Daisy, pet sitting, YouTube, Patreon, coaching for my coaching client via Patreon, studying my coaching classes so that I can get certified, and then I also need to start working on the Preptober workbook for this year. So some of those things have to suffer, and unfortunately Pistol Daisy took a pretty heavy hit in July, but I'm still grateful that I got half the book edited. Like, if I can get the rest of the book edited in August, then that'll put me at a complete, ready to go book by September 1st, and then I can turn my attention to book 2 during September and October, and then in November I can write book 3. So that's kind of where I'm sitting right now in terms of my, ouch. I hurt my shoulder at the gym 2 weeks ago doing bench press, and man. And I think that's it. I just wanted to let you guys know that was my Camp Nano. It was an incredibly busy month, but also a really good month. I mentioned briefly that my anxiety has been so much better. I used BetterHelp for about 2 months, and I have since stopped using it just because my counselor and I both agreed that it was time for me to take a break and really work on the skills that he had taught me. And it's amazing. Like, I'm doing so much better. I'd be very happy to make a video all about my experience with anxiety, overwhelm, stress, counseling, etc. So please let me know in the comments down below if that's something that you would like or that you feel like you would benefit from, because I have benefited quite a lot and I'm feeling so much better. But there you have it, guys. Another rambly video from Natalia, because that is what I am best at. I am now going to get back to copy editing. So that's it. That's it for now. Yeah, any questions? Leave them in the comments down below, and I will see you guys in another video very soon. All right, bye.